Trevor, what's it like to be back?
It's nice to be back. Obviously exciting last month, but looking forward to getting back with the boys. Had an exciting week last week. A lot to keep putting the foot down and keep moving forward in the season. So nice start. Getting to tomorrow. I'm looking forward to contributing to hopefully a win.
Just talk us through your debut and your couple of weeks away with the Australian team. How was it?
Yeah, it was amazing. Obviously, a dream that was able to come true. And the morning of the first test was fantastic. I had family and friends and everything that I could have imagined of it. So, really good. It was nice to get in. It was disappointing the first innings not to get any runs, but nice to contribute in the second innings. And it was an amazing week, amazing test match to fight the way we did. But disappointing last week not to put up a result.
How do you reflect on your performances, Trev? A couple of good beats?
Yeah, a couple of good. Yeah, I would like to get 100 in the first test. I'll be critical of myself. I understand what it takes when you're in the Australian cricket team, obviously from experience in the one-day team. So, yes, it was my first test, but I have higher standards and expectations. And nice to do the job. We got the draw. If we didn't get the draw, I would have been filthy on myself. But nice to contribute to the amazing test match. And then in the second test, a bit disappointed in the second innings, especially getting myself in, getting through the tough period at night, and then the next day not capitalising on that and getting a score and putting a stamp on it, I guess. Even though it was a second test match, I still feel like I could go out and contribute and get big scores. So a little bit disappointed in that, but I felt like I had really good plans. Felt like I was playing really well and up to the standard. So can continue over the next month to continue to get better, as I've said in the last couple of months, is continue to get better, continue to upskill my craft, and hopefully by the summer I can hit the ground running and have a really good season.
Did you feel like you'd done enough in those two tests to be here on the first test in December against India?
I think I hope so. I feel like I can contribute to Australia and win games of cricket for Australia. So I know that. It's now I get this opportunity tomorrow to go out and prove that I'm in good form and get runs. And as JL said and the selector said, his runs is the currency at the minute. And I think there's 6 weeks until the first test, so we've got a lot of cricket to play. We've got a one-day series. It's very important. There's T20 cricket, there's Shield cricket. I've got a lot of opportunities to make sure I'm in that test come Adelaide in December, and hopefully I'm here, and hopefully that means that I'm playing really good cricket over the next month.
Sort of touches on there. Can you get a feeling after 2 tests if you belong at the level?
It's difficult. I guess you never feel comfortable. Obviously, there's so much pressure, and the players are so good, and it's definitely a step up. But I felt like I was up to it. I felt like I showed in parts that my skill level is at that standard. It's about the consistency of that now, and each day make sure that I'm as consistent as possible in everything that I do. So that's the next challenge, is getting that consistent. It has been in my whole career, and I've spoken about a lot about being as consistent as I can be. I feel like I can do that. I feel like I can do the job.
You must have that sort of validation, the work that you've done for a whole life to get to it and be like, I'm actually okay at this level. I feel like I can do this.
Yeah, well, I want to have a long career. I want to play cricket for Australia. That's what I want to do. It's not just getting there and taking my foot off the pedal. I want to stamp myself in that team. I want to make sure I'm in the Australian cricket team. I want to play all 3 formats for Australia. That drives me. I want to be playing cricket. If I can continue to do what I've been doing and stay in the team, you've got to get runs and you've got to win games of cricket. So that's the challenge. But yeah, it was great to obviously dream come true and everything that I imagined of it. But I want to make sure I enjoy it a little bit more and can play as much cricket for Australia as I possibly can.
Just on that, are you surprised that you're back here playing Shield cricket, not with the T20 squad in the UAE?
No, that's just how it is. Not in that team, and it's been really well communicated by JL and the selectors. So I'm going really well at the minute. I'm batting really well. It's nice to continue to work on red ball. I think I can continue to get better, and if I am going to be in that first test of the summer, I get a good opportunity to play a Shield game this week. Really show that I'm up to it, and then can dominate the comp, and that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and go out and get as many runs as possible. If I miss out, I miss out. Like, that's just how it is, and I understand that I can't walk out tomorrow and know that I'm going to get runs. It's just hopefully what I've done over the last few months can hold me in good stead again, and I can go out and keep being consistent as possible.
And what's Chris Watkins been doing here with the team?
Yeah, I think I seen him the other day. He was in there, I think, with the national performance up in Brisbane. He's been going around and working with talent around Australia, and I know it's great for our blokes. Like Weathers has been at the academy with him all winter working on a lot of things, so it's nice to have Bucky around. He's played Test cricket, he was an absolute gun, so it's nice to feed one for our coaching staff, one for our players, just to feed around. He's got great experience. I've worked a little bit with Bucky, so yeah, it was nice to see him around. Nice for him to throw me some balls this morning, so yeah, it's nice having him around.
What do you make of the struggles of a few of the boys around you in the batting order over?
Well, it's just one of them things. Leading into it, full confidence. Obviously, all the boys, we've had a fantastic tour match. Obviously, Mitch got 160, Sean got 90. Finchy batted extremely well in that tour match. Usman the same. So I just think it's just one of them things. Like I said before, that you can't walk out and expect to get runs every time. It's just one of them things that it didn't go their way. But yeah, again, there's a lot of cricket before the first test, so I've got no doubt they'll get runs and they'll put themselves back into contention. And they're both world class players, Mitch and Sean, and they'd be disappointed they missed out. But that's sometimes the way it goes. And they worked hard. I backed them to 100%. I know the boys in the sheds back them 100%. So yeah, fingers crossed they go out this week and get runs and keep pressing their claim and keep being the side.
I feel the same enough to say, there was a blokes that's about to bat for some perform.
100%. I've chased a lot of cover drives from Sean Marsh at the Wacker, so I think everyone within the dressing room knows how good he is and how valuable he is to the team. And I think he's got 200s in his last 5 ODIs, so with a big one-day series coming up, we're going to have to look for Sean to do really well and in that middle order again and show how world-class he is. And I think he's the sort of player when he gets on a roll, he's on a roll. So unfortunately he missed out on them 2 tests, but again, it's a long summer. He'll get more opportunity in the one-day career if he can continue to play the way he is and find form, then find himself in a big test series and getting runs. There's no doubt. I just think he's a gun. It's just as much as that. I just think Sean is a seriously good player.
What do you make of the heat that comes their way, Trav? Do you think it's fair then for him and Mitch?
Oh, it's scrutiny. It's with that with any Australian cricket team. You expect, and I think they know that as well. They expect to go out and win games of cricket for Australia. So yeah, the scrutiny comes with that. I think sometimes it's a little bit harsh. I think the way I've seen firsthand the way they played in the tour match on a really tough wicket. Mitch played over his skin, and so did Sean. And yes, it didn't go their way in the 2 tests, but Pakistan are a pretty skillful team. Mohammad Abbas is probably the best bowler, one of the better bowlers I face. He'll be number 1 in the world shortly. Yeah, you can't get runs every time you play drop, so it's one of them things.
Exactly. What do you make of sort of 24 batsmen around the country, 36 batsmen trying to squeeze into 5 test spots? I mean, the opportunity to get into Australia's middle order is as open as it's ever been, probably. So how important are the next couple of games of Shield cricket?
Yeah, very important. That's always the case. A strong Australian cricket team needs to have a strong Shield season and needs to have a strong bunch of core guys all fighting for the spot, and it's always tough. I know that there's guys hunting for my spot, and I want to stay in there as much as I can. So I think that's good for the Australian cricket team if there's guys that are tough to miss out, and we've seen that in this tour with Peter Hanscom and Glenn Maxwell, and there's a lot of talk about whether they should be in or should be out. But I think that's fantastic. I think that if you've got guys that are stiff to miss, that means we've got good competition for spots. That means we're strong. Yes, we may not have done the job in parts of the games, but we played really well in other parts. So yeah, it makes for an exciting few rounds of Shield cricket. If guys get runs, they find themselves in the team, and yeah, hopefully that means that the Australian cricket team's winning test matches in Australia.
So what can you tell us about Callum Ferguson? Certainty to play in doubt for this Shield?
I'm sure he's gone for a scan, so on a calf. So yeah, again, I spoke to him in the dressing room beforehand. I'm not sure how bad it is or not, but I think he's still confident he'll play. But they're just making sure that if he does play, he can't do any damage to it. So one of them things that I'm not sure what time he went, but when he gets back, we'll communicate that and we'll know in the morning probably.
So would you look at bat at 3 or 4? Where do you prefer to bat in? Given you've batted anywhere between 3 and 6.
I think I'd stay at 4 and Limo will stay at 5, and we'll replace Fergie at 3. So again, fingers crossed he gets up and plays, but yeah, we'll know more in the morning.
Australia's middle order probably needs a bit of a cool head, given we've lost Smith. Ferg, any chance if he makes runs, he's got to be in the frame, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think if he had a really good showing in the JLT as well, and his one-day career, he got a couple of hundreds. So yeah, if Fergie can hopefully plays this week, and I'd love to see him play and get hundreds and put his name in there. I think yeah, he's been so good over a period of time, and again, he brings a lot of experience. If he can continue to get runs and stamp his claim towards Christmas, towards December, then I'm sure they're thinking about him now.
Preparation-wise for a test, the one-day series is obviously before. Are you happy to do that, or would you rather play Shield cricket? I mean, you'd obviously rather play for Australia, but how does it affect your preparation, given you go from one format to the other?
Not too bad. I think T20 cricket might be a little bit different, but again, for me, for my prep for each format, I'll try and keep it pretty similar. So give me all 3 formats for Australia. I'll take that every day of the week, but I want to be playing as much as I can for Australia. But leading into Test match, we get such good prep. Like leading out, I think there'll be a week and a bit before the test in between the Shield games. So really big series against South Africa coming up. We play really very well in Australia, so I'm really looking forward to that and get back into the white ball. But get myself in the first test hopefully, and I'll make sure my prep's good and ready to go.